Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always was directed by Charlie Haskell, who's been directing Power Rangers productions since 2003. It was also written by Becca Barnes and Alwyn Dale, both of which who have a long history writing for the series as a whole. That alone should give you a solid idea of what you'll be getting with this movie, or it's not even a movie per se, a Netflix special, which is by all accounts a passion project utilizing nostalgia and honor as the primary driving force for the film. Let's get cracking. Rita Repulsa is back, this time as a robot with a dastardly plan to use time travel to warn her former self about what would happen to her in order to exact revenge on the Rangers. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, or at least Billy and Zach in particular, must find a way to fight this Robo-Rita without the help of the other Rangers to whom she's taken hostage and is draining them of their power. First of all, I guess I'm going to say that this review will be at least in part a spoiler review, though this isn't exactly the type of film that spoilers would really bother you with, given almost every single Power Rangers thing starts and ends the same exact way, and the same mostly goes here. This feels like a legitimate nostalgic episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I grew up with. This movie was for me. It's not for the current audiences of the show now, I don't think, as they'd watch this and be utterly confused as to why a bunch of old geezers are morphing into Rangers that, let's be honest, are clearly younger people in costume. To them, it wouldn't make that much sense. But again, it isn't made for them. It's made for me and people like me that grew up wanting to be a Power Ranger themselves or make their own Power Ranger movies, TV shows as kids. To that point, this does not disappoint whatsoever. I love that the main characters here are Billy and Zach. Billy was actually my favorite Ranger as a kid. I mean, I loved Tommy, don't get me wrong. Everybody loves Tommy. But Billy was the reason why blue became my favorite color. And as far as the lack of the other actors in the film reprising their roles as the Rangers, that's definitely unfortunate, it really is. But it was nice to hear, I guess, some archival audio of them speaking, so you do actually hear Jason David Frank's voice, even if he didn't actually do anything for this project specifically. And both he and the actress that played Trini got memorialized at the end, which honestly, I would have crapped on this entire movie if they didn't do that. These actors didn't pour their entire heart and soul into the franchise for decades and not be recognized in that capacity. The plot, though, is incredibly tacky, it's predictable, and it's basic in terms of Power Rangers. I mean, when you compare it to other Power Rangers movies, it's not cinematic because that wasn't the point. It's a special of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV show several decades after the fact. It's definitely fueled from nostalgia, like I said, and it was nice to see them get as many actors from the original show as they got, even if it wasn't everybody. Rita, very cool to see. Alpha, can't say I really expected that. There was a few others that showed up from the Power Rangers in Space show, so for what it was great. However, I am not going to rate this like I would anything else because that wouldn't really be fair. Plus, it's not a feature-length movie or anything. It's essentially, it's an hour-long special. If I were to rate it though, I feel my score would be incredibly low because the entire thing is tacky. The acting's not great because look, it's a kids program. The fighting is very well unchoreographed for the most part, just like the old show. The best fighting actually came from the actors when they were out of their suits. The film opens up on a dark note though, with a really bold death, which is very unlike Power Rangers, but because of how light and how fluffy the show is, it was technically hard to actually believe anybody's emotional state when that occurred. And because it occurred to a cast member that literally did die in real life in the past, in this case it was Trini, who years ago, if you didn't know, she died in a tragic car accident. In my opinion, you have to pull out all the stops to make it more dramatic and relatable and believable. You're not really aiming it for a younger audience anymore anyway. You should be aiming it for a more mature type of audience because 90% of the people who are watching this right now are parents anyway. My age of people that have experienced the loss of these Rangers throughout the years personally. So share that grief with us. Show us your human side, not your cartoony Power Rangers side. That's really my only gripe though, and it's the main reason I don't want to rate it. And I won't. So guys, have you seen Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always? It's on Netflix right now, so check it out if you haven't seen it. But if you have, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.